Hi, I'm Samantha of Goddess Awakening. I'm here to hold a safe space and share with you the true and authentic stories of how we got here. Empowering women, elevating for all. Today I have another Canadian friend. Today it is Brittany. Hi, Brittany.
Hi, this is my first ever podcast. And you're getting all the Canadians, it looks like.
Yes, we had Christina Marie on. She'll actually be, her episode will be out today, actually. So
I was listening to it right before I hopped on here.
Oh, sneak peek. Perfect.
Yeah.
So how's it going? Did you get to see the eclipse today?
No, it's so cloudy here today. I got to watch it live in Mexico, though. So my friends are in Mexico, and they're like, look at the eclipse. I'm like, oh, look at here. It's just a big cloud today. So did you see it?
We did. We got to see, I think it was like 90% or something here in Oklahoma City. So it wasn't completely dark, but it got that weird, like bright, but dark at the same time. Because I saw it in Colorado last year. But yeah, so it was pretty cool. We had the glasses. You could see the moon, right? The moon over the sun.
I don't know how it works. I just know something fancy happens in the sky.
I'm pretty sure that's what was happening.
Transition in the planets right now. We're probably all feeling something.
Yeah, that's just normal for me. So nothing new.
Being a reflector and all.
Yeah, so I just got done at the doggy salon. I'm like learning how to groom and bathing dogs, and it's a lot more work than you'd expect it to be, drying a dog, like especially if it's like a curly coated dog or, oh my gosh, Cocker Spaniels. Woo, those things. Those are not easy. So that's what I'm learning about right now.
My Nana used to groom dogs. She had a grooming dog, like she had a business. That's what she used to do. Dog shows and grooming dogs and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
There was always tons of dogs at my Nana's house growing up.
That's super cool. Well...
Yeah, well, what's on the plan for today?
Well, I think that we definitely get to talk about how we met, which was
almost a year, to August of last year.
The retreat,
retreat, yeah. But we were in Evo Revo together too, I think, before that. But I just didn't even have paths didn't cross then.
Right. So officially, we met at the retreat that I talk about sometimes, the one that was in August, and this was the one that was in Washington. So that was your first retreat?
That was my first retreat, yeah. Yeah, that was my very first retreat. And I only did Evo Revo once, and that was the September before that. I actually signed up and paid for the Wild Emergence without even doing anything at all. Like, I just seen what it did for Christina Marie, and I was like, sign me up, I'll pay right now. And I was the first person signed up for that round. And then it got postponed to the following year because it was supposed to be in November of 2022. And then it got pushed to August of 2023.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. I don't know if there was one in between there, but I got moved to the one next year. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, that was my second one. I get so confused. I don't know, but
time is irrelevant. It's just a big thing.
Yeah. What month is it? But I was helping facilitate. Officially, I was on as like the doggy watcher for Ember. And then I turned into kind of like tech support / support as needed. So that was me.
Yeah, you were definitely my support in that ceremony for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, I've actually talked about that ceremony in another episode. I don't remember who it was with, but definitely talked about the psilocybin ceremony that we got to have during that retreat, which was quite the experience because you and I talked before because we've both had experience with mushrooms.
Yeah.
Just not in a ceremonial circle with 30 other people.
Yeah, that was so odd to be like, everyone was on their own trip, or we were all on a trip together, but we were all on our own journey. It was really like, and it was so, I actually ended up coming home and hosting one of my own just with my roommate. But yeah, those are beautiful. It changed my whole world on mushrooms, that's for sure.
Yeah, I know a few people here in Oklahoma City have been asking me to host something. I I just haven't. I don't know why I haven't, but I feel like you got to have a good space, which I think my apartment would probably be a big enough space. And then I have a good friend in Arkansas who grows her own. So I have a really good source as well. But I would definitely this time around, if I was facilitating, I would not partake. I don't think. I think I would just facilitate.
Yeah, just facilitate, not participate.
Yeah, because during hours, like you said, everyone's in their own little world, but we're in the same room together. So there's a lot of energy. And then you're also coming up on your own mushroom experience. So you're like also navigating what's going on in your own mind.
Yeah, I found it really hard to like, that's what I learned. I think maybe I'm a facilitator like when it comes to like participating, because I couldn't help but focus on everybody else in the room. And then it wasn't until the Hoppe bar opened when I was able to finally just like go within and like focus on myself. But it also taught me how to like where to draw my energy, where people can have energy there and I can still have it there in that room, but I can still build a wall and not let it impact mine and what I was doing. So that was a nice experience for that.
Yeah, it was definitely distracting to see everyone else like having their own experience and struggles and wanting to like intervene and help them. But then you're like, but this is for me too. So yeah, I had that moment with the Hoppe where it was like, even right before the Hoppe when she was talking to me and whatever she was saying, I wish I could remember, but it was like, okay, I'm good. They're good. We're all supported. And then after that, I was like, all right, I'm going to go in, and I just wrapped my pashmina around my head and I laid down. And after that is when I just kind of went into my own world for the first time of that whole trip. And it was probably a few hours in.
I don't know the time during that thing. I snuck off for a bit and I stole some nuts. And that's when I was actually hanging out with Christina Marie downstairs on the couch. And I was just like, because, yeah, I needed to escape there for a little bit. But I was thankful for our corner, that's for sure.
Yeah, I wanted to go explore, but then they were like, but stay in the room as long as you can. So I was battling with like following the rules but do I actually need this or do I just think I need this? So definitely the overthinking was a thing for me during that experience.
I really wanted to go outside. Some people went outside and I was like, what, they got to chill outside the whole time? I was like, I felt like I was in trouble to go grab nuts. Like, but nobody even gave me any trouble. I just, we really were allowed to do whatever, but
we weren't sure what we could do, but really it was our own decision. So next time things will definitely be different, and it was a good experience.
Oh, it was such a good experience. And then was it the cacao ceremony that's where we really bonded during that whole thing there. I tell everybody about that. I'm like, this is my mom. I love her.
Yeah, we did. And I've done that once before at the first retreat where we had a heart opening ceremony and we drank some cacao. And then we're supposed to like intuitively go to the person like, I think the prompt was like that have the most resistance to or something like that. So the first person, we did that. It was cool. And then, which is funny because it was almost the exact same experience at the first retreat. The first person, it was like, okay, yeah, like something's happening, but I don't know, like whatever. And then the second person, so during the first retreat, the second person was my mom when we were eye gazing. She was my mom. So it was really weird and trippy that this time around, I was the mother and then you were my daughter. So for anyone who doesn't know about eye gazing, yeah, it was trippy. So trippy. I
didn't even know that. Okay, continue.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So for eye gazing, for those who don't know, there's obviously lots of ways to do it, but the way that we do it is we sit across from the person and we have we do not use any words. It's literally like we're looking into each other's eyes and that's it. So like completely nonverbal. And then we're supposed to be, at one point, one of us sends the message that the other needs to receive and then vice versa. And like sending whatever energies. It is. Yeah. That you need, just sending it literally via your eye gazing. And I don't know how many minutes we do this for, but it's a while.
It feels like forever when you're staring just into somebody's eyes and not talking. Like, not a lot of people can even do that, like make eye contact just to speak normal words, let alone just like not say anything, and you're sitting like right in front of each other, just like. And I also have the most resistance to you as well on top of that, so it's like, okay, hi, we're here.
Yeah, it's definitely a little uncomfortable to say the least. But then it starts happening and you start receiving messages, and you're not sure if the message is what the other person is sending. You have no idea. And then you're sending messages that you have no idea if that's the correct message or if they're receiving what you're saying with your eyes. And then there's tears and lots of crying with you and I. We were both just like sobbing. And then finally she says, okay, you guys can like talk it out basically. And I was so anxious and like ready to tell you like what I want to know. And then it was immediately like, I was your mom. And that's exactly the messages that I was sending you. It was bizarre.
It was the same thing at first. I was staring at you, and then I was like, I got some sort of family. I'm like, I thought first I kept my sister, and then I was like, no, that's not right. I'm like, that's not no sister. I'm like, that's like my mom. I'm like, she's looking at me with like this unconditional motherly love that I have never even felt from my own mom. So then I just started sobbing even more. I'm just like, ah! And yeah, at the end I was like, was that real? Like, I'm like, I was nervous to say, because I thought I could have been wrong, right? And then you're like, you first. And I was like, okay. And then yeah, to be right. And then it's just like, oh, that was just a wholesome moment. Instantly, like forever bonded for life after that. Yeah, no, I bring that up all the time with all the people I meet. I'm like, you guys need this girl? Like, I'm like, that kind of bond, and like just from one simple activity, it's crazy. I'm so grateful I crawled over on the floor when we locked eyes and just like ran over there.
Yeah, eye gazing is pretty dope. It's definitely, and it's so funny because it's such a simple exercise, but then we also added the cacao and the heart opening and just being very intentional about what we're doing. So that definitely makes a big difference. But I remember like sending you love and being like, you're loved. I want you to know that you're loved. And then I was like envisioning you as my daughter and like going to like music festivals together and, just being a festy mom. So it was really cool that we both were sending and receiving the messages that, were there.
And now hopefully this year there will be some festivals together to go to.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so excited. These last couple of weeks I've been busy, so I've been working, so I've been missing out on the meetings.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot going on. There's always a lot going on. I'm like, it's just what it is. But that's why I have a calendar. I have 4 calendars that I use because I'm a freak, but it's the only way I can keep my life together, man. Like I just yesterday picked up another like gig job, but my friend referred me, and there's this guy and his wife that opened a new outdoor music venue that they're wanting to grow like an hour outside of where I live. And we went and toured it, and they want us to do like their social media marketing and like help grow the venue. And they want us. So he said, tell me what you want. We want to pay you to do this. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I literally emailed whatever, all these things that I can do and sent it to them and told them what I want hourly. And they're like, let's do this. So that's really exciting because that's like obviously the things that I love. But it just adds one more thing, but it's cool. It's cool. As long as I use my calendar, I'll be all right.
One of the 4 anyway. Yeah. I have 4 calendars, and maybe if I did use them, maybe would be a little bit better together. I have like a whiteboard one here on my wall. I have a paper one there, and then I have my phone one. So I guess only 3, but yeah. And my sister helped me. She like wrote my dad. She's like, today's my dad's birthday. I was like, fuck, I wouldn't even known that if my sister didn't write that on my calendar. April's just a blurred month to me. Everyone's birthday's in April. Everything happens in April for some reason.
There's a lot in April. This month we've got Norway Music Festival, which is like a giant free music festival that happens in the college town here, and they get about 100,000 people in a weekend. So Brian and I have been working with them on we're specifically the merchandise team. So we've been like getting the artwork for merchandise, ordering the products for merchandise. We're going to staff like 4 or 5 merchandise tents. So that's our gig. And the weekend before that, 420 weekend, which everyone's got something on 420 weekend. It's crazy. But my 2 friends, they sent out their wedding invitations like a year and a half ago. And I'm like, thank you for doing that. So we'll be in Nashville for a wedding that weekend. And then, yeah, Nora Music Festival. We've got a couple of pop-ups that I've been doing, vendor pop-ups with my grooming dog salon job, because why not, you know?
Why not? Yeah, I actually, on 420 is when I start working on the golf course. That'll be exciting. And then June, I have to plan for the Backwoods Festival. And then July is Shambhala. And then August is hopefully Twee. And then, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what the plans are for us here, but that's stacked.
I keep bothering them to give me dates for that so I can start looking up flights. Because the only thing for sure in August is Terp Float Fest, this will be our second year working with them. And it's a marijuana music festival that you float the river, and it's 2 hours from our house. Like, hello, it's awesome.
That sounds amazing. I sound like I belong there. What dates is this?
It's the first weekend of August.
First weekend of August. Maybe I'm heading down there twice this year.
Yeah, that one's actually in Oklahoma. So it's funny. It's actually the river that we float on is like where I would go in high school to float the river. And I mean, people drink and party and stuff out there. Obviously, I don't drink anymore, but definitely be some marijuana. So it's a lot of fun.
I'm definitely down for the marijuana. I'm actually trying to stop with the drinking also. I'm really proud of you, by the way. Like
Thank you.
Yeah, it's hard. That's one hard one, especially for how accessible it is everywhere.
Right. I never thought I would be doing it, but now whenever I'm out and about and they don't have any mocktails, I'll be like, hey, you guys got to get a mocktail menu. That's a big thing nowadays. And every single bartender I talk to is like all about it. So that does feel good, because Oklahoma isn't the best for mocktail options, but we're getting there.
Yeah, I just need to move out of this small town too. Everyone in a small town, all they do is drink, because that's all there is to do, really, unless you're outside. And today is not a nice day to be outside, so...
Yeah, Brian and I just hit 11 months of no alcohol yesterday, which is so crazy. Especially going to Europe and being like, nope, we're not going to do it. We're just going to I did have a non-alcoholic beer too. They have a lot better options and they were really yummy. So that helped, but almost to a year now. It's so crazy.
That is crazy. The years start coming and they don't stop coming. Smash Mouth was not lying. He was legit. Cool. I think I mentioned it not too long ago that it might be in Canada already.
Yeah. So I'm hoping it's like the end of August. That would be ideal. So that way it's not too close to the other festival.
Yeah, and that's a good time of year to come to Canada. I hope it's going to be in Western Canada. It better be. I don't see why it wouldn't. Because it is beautiful here, especially end of August. Especially down where Christina Marie lives, like in the Squamish area. But it'd be nice to be on Vancouver Island. I think the island is absolutely beautiful. There's so many cool little mini islands that you can go to and stuff too. But we also want it able to be easy for people to travel to from the States, right? So, and I kind of want it to be a close drive. The island's like a 12-hour drive from where I live. It's about 8 hours to get to the ferry, and then there's the ferry rides to the island. Yeah, it's a bit of a journey, but worth it. So worth it.
Yeah, I've heard it's really pretty. But yeah, I just need to know when and where so I can start looking at flights. Because I'll be coming, and then Brian is paid for as well for the next one. So he wants to come too. So potentially be both of us coming for this one.
Yeah, because you guys didn't end up making it Dude,
No, we did not.
that is so heartbreaking. I know you guys were so excited.
It was a lot to process, but we got stuck in Germany for a little bit longer than expected. And then logistically, like it could have been done, but it would have been just way too much stress than I think I wanted to take on with just having to turn around and buy brand new plane tickets. That buying plane tickets literally last minute is always way expensive. So I mean, it was like triple the regular ticket price, and I was just like, that's a lot. So we dipped and had a lot of bit of FOMO. But it was interesting because I had a really hard time envisioning myself being at this retreat for some reason, and I didn't know why. And I never spoke it out loud because I was like, why is this a thing? So I don't know. Maybe we just weren't supposed to be that specific one. I don't know.
I kind of felt the same way with this one in March also. Like I really wanted to go, but I couldn't really see myself there. And then losing jobs and then like not working, and shit got really rough there for me for a minute. And it was crazy actually right before I think it was like a couple weeks, it was right after our new moon manifesting ceremony where I was talking about wanting work. I had no jobs and I went to 5 jobs within one day. Like it was crazy. Yeah. A couple of them were only temporary. So now I only have 3 jobs, but I was like, that's so weird how that universe works. And then, and then I had mad FOMO too, when everyone was at the retreat, but we were there in spirit. Christina was telling me about it. She's like, the whole time we were missing you guys and talking about you guys. So I was like, oh, that's why my ears were ringing the whole week you were there.
It was like adjusting back to being back from vacation, and then also from Europe to the United States. Back, that transition was like, ugh.
How long of a flight?
So we flew from Munich to Denver, and I think it was like 10 hours, and then it's like 2 back to Oklahoma City. So it was definitely long, but like it wasn't that bad. We had like our whole road to ourselves so we could lay down and get comfy. We tried to upgrade our seats at the last second, and then they like ran his card for the money, but then it didn't go through. And then we ended up getting upgraded for free because of that. So that wasn't a bad situation.
Oh, that's nice. I was just about to be like, wow, 10 hours, that's a long time to be on a plane. And then I was like, I've driven that long. Like, what? I'm like, I've driven like that many hours before. So I guess on a plane would be probably not that bad. I haven't flown. I think the most I've spent on a plane is like 5 hours. I've never even used a plane washroom before, actually. I'm just like, I avoid those things. You go before and after the flight. That's it.
That's fair. I don't usually use them, but the 10-hour flight, it was necessary.
Yeah, I was going to say 10 hours. That'd be definitely necessary. I want to go to Europe so bad. It's on my list.
Yeah, we want to try and go back every couple years now. So like every other year, go back and visit friends, because Brian has lots of friends there. And then his friends were talking about coming to visit us. And I'm like, well, that'd be cool, but like, I don't know what we're going to do in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, it's like, let us come there. Like, come to Canada.
Well, they said that they vacation a lot in the south of France, and I was like, we can just meet you guys there. I'm down for that.
Yeah, I would love to vacation in the south of France. I really want to go to Greece too. Greece is on my list.
And Italy be really pretty.
Yeah, I don't know when are good months to even go there. Like, I don't know what their weather's like over there. Is it always nice, or
I don't know either. Actually, I don't know that they get like a real winter.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. It's been a while since I took geography, so yeah, I just know it's overseas and it's really nice.
Yeah, we'll just think it's nice all the time.
Yeah.
So I know we had talked about you coming to Backwoods and working with us there, so that's exciting. So Backwoods is next. Oh my gosh, what month is it? No, it's in June. So it's in a couple months now.
It's giving me a mini heart attack. I was like, hey, I can't be next month. I need a time to prepare still. I need my work to approve time off still. My fingers are crossed.
Yeah, so that's like the second week of May. And then So I usually work, the last 2 years I've worked EDC Las Vegas, but this time around, I don't know. It was not an energetic yes this time. So I said no thanks. But I will work at least one event with Insomniac, and they sent an interest form, and they have 4 events happening. It's like 2 weeks after Backwoods, and one of them is Electric Forest, and I've never been. So I filled out an interest form for that. So I might be working Electric Forest. We'll see. So that would be super cool.
I've always wanted to go to Electric Forest. Those are so my 2 musts that I want to go to is Lost Lands and Electric Forest. Those are the 2 I want to go to. But then when I found out Lost Lands only has 1 stage, it only has 1 stage. Apparently, I was like, I don't like that.
I don't see how that's possible.
I don't see why. Somebody told me there was just the one big thing, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense. It's so big. I was like, why wouldn't there be multiple stages? I'm like, I almost don't even want to go if that's the case, but that doesn't make any sense. Like, imagine being short. Like, yeah, like that would be terrible. Like, you can't, like, that wouldn't be fun.
I wanted to go to Lost Lands like back in the day, but nowadays I don't think I would do Lost Lands. I don't think I could do just straight dubstep hard music for a whole weekend. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, I'm definitely into the D&B. Also just Excision's label, I guess, or just like all,
Yeah, their production I've heard is crazy.
Yeah, that would be, I've already seen him twice. So that's why I would like to just go to his own version of what he has. It'd be really cool to see that. But and the more I'm hearing about it, I'm like, Electric Forest as I would, oh my God, you're going to go maybe?
Well, we'll see. Maybe. Yeah. But I've always done, well, I say always, until 2019, I had always done Bonnaroo. So it was like Bonnaroo, and then it would be Electric Forest right after that. So it was always impossible for me to do back-to-back festivals, which is funny because I've now done back-to-back festivals before, which is, do not recommend 3 in a row. It's insane. But this one I'd have like a 10-day break after Backwoods. So it would be possible to do it, and I get paid for this job. So it's like it cancels out missing work. So we'll see. We'll see if I go. We'll see.
Well, if I can't make it to one, I want to make it to the other one. Like, oh, that would be so great. Yeah, I did. I guess my first festivals were back to back. My first festival wasn't until it was December of 2022. I was in Edmonton, and we did Get Together. Which was a 2-day festival. And then we got on a plane and flew to Denver for New Year's, and we did Decadence there, which was really cool. I got to see all of my favorite DJs for the first time within like 4 days, 4 or 5 days, and it was nuts. Very tired when I got home.
Yeah, they always had really good lineups. I looked at going this year, but I like to have more space. So anything that's like indoor, I'm leaning a little bit away from at this point. I'm 32. I like to spread out, you know?
It was actually really great. They had the 2 stages, and it was divided by like a huge wall. And then like the walk in between had like the vendors all like within a thing, and then the silent disco. So it was actually really spread out. And we had VIP, I guess. So each left and right side of the stage was dedicated to VIP all the way down. So we would go in, grab a drink, go up on the little riser, chill, and then walk up, and then we would be right at the front. And then it was nice for being an inside, and the high ceilings too, which was nice. So it actually, for being New Year's, I was just excited to be Canadian and inside raving and wearing my festival outfits from summertime inside raving. I was like, this is great. Our hotel was right across the street too, so I didn't even have to worry about coat check or nothing. I just wore what I wore across the street, and then I went.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot like I did Lights All Night a few years back. It was actually one of the last performances that Bass Nectar, you know, R.I.P. We don't like Bass Nectar no more. But it was one of the last performances that he played, and then like a few months, maybe weeks after that is when all the stuff started coming out about him. And I will say I used to be a big Bass Nectar fan, so I was really upset. I was like, damn, this is a little heartbreaking, but I don't fucks with Bass Nectar no more.
I didn't start listening to like dubstep until 2 years ago. So I feel like I've heard that name, but I don't even.
Good. That's
like,
wonderful.
Right over my head. I'm like,
it doesn't even matter.
Good.
You would. Yeah. Yeah. I started listening to dubstep in like 2010. Yeah. 2010. Cause it was my freshman year of college. And that's when it was like Skrillex was just like blasting off at that point. So I remember I saw him at a concert, like at this smaller venue in Oklahoma City that I don't even know if they do anything anymore, but it was like Skrillex and Porter Robinson and Zed. Like, but Zed and Porter Robinson were like nobodies, you know what I mean? So it's just crazy to see how much artists grow year after year after year. It's insane.
Yeah, we've seen Porter Robinson at Decadence. That was really fun. Skrillex is what got me into. That was the beginning stages. Like, you are a cinema. Like that was everywhere all the time. Yeah, then I kind of fell out of it for a bit there, and then it wasn't until 2 years ago now my Wubs and Dubs playlist is the longest playlist I have. It's like 26 hours long of just craziness. I love it.
Yeah, I have a lot of playlists, but I'm like that crazy person who just puts anything in certain playlists. So I have like, I think it's called like A-list track or something. I don't know, like A+ track, something like that. And we were listening to it in the car yesterday, me and Brian, and he was like, it's a little bit early for dubstep at, first thing in the morning. And I was like, well, there's house and techno and trance and other things on here too. But I mean, dubstep is what I grew up on. And then now I've started to like find other genres within the EDM world. But Skrillex is definitely like the OG for me as far as EDM music goes.
Yeah. Now I just like Grizz. I love Grizz. I'm so sad that he's just on his hiatus thing. I hope one day he comes back. They always come back, right?
Yeah.
They do?
For sure.
Good, because I miss him already. And Ellis Dream, Closey is really good. That's what the Backwoods lineup looks like.
It's insane.
I love those two together.
They're going to be playing together, yes, at Backwoods, which is super awesome. And then also, Ellis Dream is going to be doing his Light Code experience. It's insane.
What is that?
So I was trying to explain this to Brian yesterday. Basically what this is, it's a meditation that he leads. And the one that I did was virtual a couple years ago that he hosted. And he also has like the most insane visuals. It's like the coolest, trippiest, wildest meditation experience. And it's also like his music that he plays and he DJs. It's epic.
So he is actually one of my all-time favorite sets I've seen at Decadence, and halfway through his set, it was like that. It was like this sort of, but I don't think it was called. I don't know if that was really what it was, but yeah, I just halfway through his set, there was just a thing. I just remember I didn't even pull up my phone because I was so in the moment. I was just crying and just so happy to be there. And then flash forward to now, like I seen he's going to be at Shambhala and this light coat thing is going to be there as well. And I'm like, what is this? Is this what that is? I'm like, I want it like, yeah. So I'm excited now. I'm even more excited because he has a set and then this is like a whole own separate thing now. So that's really exciting. Oh my God.
Yeah. The Backwoods lineup is pretty wild. So I'm pretty excited about that. We'll be there with the Goddess Awakening space for the second time this year, which is awesome. They welcomed us to come on back. So we'll be there with our giant, I'm picking up a giant circus tent. I don't know how else to describe it, but a giant circus tent in like 2 weeks now. I'm going to fly to Nashville the second weekend I'm going. Kyle's memorial is that Saturday. And then I'm going to drive back with Kyle's circus tent that we get to use for the summer. So it's like so epic.
That's cool. And then this is actually will be my first festival working and not actually participating. So I'm really excited for that because I'm usually that person while attending festivals for all my friends, like the person, like I'm like the mom, kind of like making sure everybody has what they need so they have a good time. And so this is kind of, it'll be cool to be on the other side of things, like working behind the scenes, but also having that, like, it's such a great job. Like you get to be a part of it and like, oh, that, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. I love working festivals, and that's why I do go to so many festivals now, because I'm either working as a Goddess Awakening space or some other paid position, which is cool. You can get paid to go to a festival, and they give you food, and they give you showers, and you get to close camping spot, and you usually get some kind of like special access. Like, oh, I love it. That's why I have my Facebook group where I'll just post any jobs that I find. I just post them in that group, and anyone who wants to work basically any music festival, like just hop on in that group and you can find a way. But we'll post like vending opportunities, artist applications. So like anytime that someone wants to get involved in a music festival, boom, there's a spot for that. And it's free for now. But one day, not too far in the future, it's going to be like a subscription type situation. But we'll have a lot more access to, like, if you want to hire me to help you plan a music festival, if you want to hire our artists for your events, if you need security, if you need parking. So eventually it's going to be like a one-stop shop for anything you need to hire for having a music festival.
Well, we need to get you up here in Canada and help us work some Canadian festivals and get them real nice. Shambhala is already on, like, they got that. There's so many other, that's the only Canadian festival I like to go to now, really, because just the atmosphere and the space and the fact that there is no alcohol is really, really nice. Because usually when people are drinking, it's, it can get a little messy. Not that it's a bad thing, but I don't know. The atmosphere is great. They have their little sanctuary for when you get a little too high. You can go there. That's really nice. But no, I want to be more a part. I just need to move this to the States, honestly, or the other way around.
Yeah, I saw this TikTok the other day. I think I posted it on your wall, but it was like, we have elections this year in the US, and right now our options are the same options we had in 2020, and we all know how 2020 went. So they're not great options, and one to me is definitely worse than the other, but we won't go super into it. But they were talking about it in the video, and it was like a daughter and their like older mom and dad, and they were like whispering, they're like, what if he gets elected? What are we going to do? Like, what are we going to do? And they were like talking about, are we actually going to stay? Like, we've been saying we're going to leave. We have to leave. We can't stay. And they were talking about moving to Canada. They're like, do Canadians actually like us? Like, will Canadians like welcome us if we come and move from the US? And I was like, oh my gosh, I have some friends I can go hang out with if I need to.
Well, yeah, we'll welcome you with open arms. Yeah, me and Christina aren't that far away from each other too. I think she's only like a 4.5 hour drive. I mean, I guess that seems pretty far for you guys, but it's not that far for us. It's not too bad. Yeah, no. You do go through a big mountain pass and stuff though, but it's fine. It's beautiful, beautiful views. It's a closer drive than it does to my mom. My mom is like an 8-hour drive from where I live. But yeah, I live in a whole other province, really, actually. I travel in time, too. I gain an hour when I go that way, and then I lose an hour on the way back. Time is so weird.
Yeah, when we were in Europe, we were 7 hours ahead versus in the US, so that was super trippy. I was like checking on my dogs, and I'm like, what time is it? And it was so weird.
You were 7 hours ahead?
In Europe, yes.
Because you are actually 2 hours ahead of me right now.
Yes.
Because it's only 2:45 here.
Yeah, 4:45 here.
Yeah, that's so weird. I need to get, at least now I know. You guys are Central Time, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think we're in Mountain Time. I don't know. Or Pacific Time. And I'm only an hour from the Alberta border. So whenever I go to like Jasper, Alberta, I'll leave there at 6, but I'll get home at 6. But I've driven an hour because and it's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, there's or Tennessee is like that too. It's like if you're in Nashville, it's one time, but then if you're in Chattanooga, it's like an hour ahead. So but it's in the same state. It's super strange to me. But I guess it's just where it splits.
Who decides this? Who decides these things? Like, I guess it's based off of the planets or something, but like, I don't know. It still doesn't make any sense to me. It's so confusing.
I don't understand it at all.
That's why I say time's irrelevant. There's night and day. Whatever you have to do in between, that's on you. But it's just my time. Like, I don't know. Some people have to work.
As I say, have a couple jobs, a couple meetings that you got to attend. So yeah, and then what else do we have? We've got WACON is a really fun one too. So that will be in September. And then Goddess Awakening is in October. It's like 2 weeks before Goddess Awakening.
I can only pick one. And it's going to be Goddess, obviously.
Yay.
We're trying to sell our extra Shambhala ticket so we can to go to this one. Like we have like the Shambhala lodging ticket, which is like this super extra fancy thing and it's worth like $2,000. It's like ridiculous. We're like, we're going to sell that and we're going to go to Goddess Awakening. That's where we need to be. It's actually me and my boss have one of my jobs at the salon I work at. She really wants to go. I told her all about it. Yeah. I just gave her the little like, elevating for all. She's just like, yes, let's go. She's done like Peru and all these like crazy things. So, yeah, she was definitely interested when I told her about it. I'm interested. I'm excited.
Yeah, we'll be having the workshop schedule coming out here pretty soon, and the flyer, which I have someone working on, and it's really cute and pretty, and there's a goddess that she made. But the workshop schedule is insane. Like, I'm so excited to share, especially just that space, because the amount of people who applied and like the amount of like cool workshops that we get to have is wild.
That is the one thing I'm actually really excited about, to enjoy the music you love, but then also be able to learn and have experience with all these beautiful, like different type of workshops. It's going to be super exciting. I'm excited for the release. When does this happen? I'm going to have to create a fourth calendar for just festivals.
That's what I did yesterday. I had one of those foldy calendars, and I just opened it up and I was like, this is only for events, nothing else, just events. Because that way, when people are asking us to work different things, we can just look at this and be like, nope, we're booked that weekend, or yep, we can fill that slot. It's really strange to lie. I don't have anything on the calendar yet. It's weird.
So is this a sign that you should come to Shambhala?
I was trying to work it, but I'm in the US, so there's rules with that. And I'm like, darn it. But yeah, especially if we're going to Canada in August, I don't know.
That's how I feel. I mean, I went, I think I went to the States how many times last year? I think 3 times. Went to Denver for New Year's, and I went to Vegas, and then it wasn't until August I went to Washington, and then I went back to Vegas again. So I'm like, and then here I am this year. I'm like, oh my God, will I be able to do it? I'm like, yes, I can. I'm like, I did it. I'm like, what are you talking about? You know your people there now, so you just got to book flights, girl. You just got to get there.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah, with Goddess Awakening, Crystal, she's coming from Canada as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, she was messaging me about it, and I was like, because I think she's coming with her mom, I believe. So I was like, get the flights. I can help you figure out the rest of the travel situation, because the closest airport's like an hour and a half away from the venue, because it's in the middle of basically nowhere. But I was like, if we need to like caravan and pick people up, but she was asking about hotels. So there's definitely hotels close by if people don't want to camp. But our plan is to hopefully have some campsites set up for people. That way, if they are traveling in from, another country or far away, then they don't necessarily have to pack a ton of camping gear, because I don't understand how people do that.
That's why, that was going to be my next question, actually. I'm like, I don't know how people do the whole camping and traveling thing, but usually the festivals have like that a whole designated like camping section for that kind of stuff. But this is only the third year of Goddess?
This is the second.
Second. Oh, wow. Yeah. See, yeah. But you can just rent camping stuff, right? When you get there, kind of thing. Like not from Goddess itself, but like, is there like rent, like, or just buy it and then return it after? Just keep all the price tags on it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm hoping to just have some options for people to just like set up, because we'll usually get a hotel for showering purposes, but we might have showers on site this year, which is very exciting. So we'll see.
I can maybe see if my outdoor shower pack fits in my suitcase. I have one for Shambhala because I just hate standing in lineups. And like, when I want to have a shower, I want to have a shower when I want to have a shower. And they only have like allotted times, like, because they're on a farm. So they only have so much water that you can use. So they only allow showering at certain times. And then those times are usually full of people. So I just bought my own, and this year I want to create like a whole little thing with it. I want to get like a hula hoop and like put a little shower curtain around it and like hang it up so I can like do my whole like thing instead of like pouring a hose on myself.
Showers are life at music festivals. If I'm working a festival, I'm like, but does it come with shower tokens? Because I need a shower. If I can do lots of things and I can survive, but if I don't have a way to like shower my body, it is problems.
It's a reset for me. Like I'm like, okay, I've done all this. It's like, but I just need to shower. It's my thing after driving too. Like I'll shower before I leave my house to go on my road trip, and then when I get there, the first thing I do is like, okay, don't talk to me. Where's a towel? I'm like, I need to go have a shower, and then because we can start. I'm like, I need to rinse off that whole and restart the evening.
Yes. Showers are life. I love a good festival shower.
Do you face the front or the back of the shower though? That's the question everyone's always asking.
I don't know.
I just twirl around. I don't know. I'm doing all that.
I don't think I pick a wet.
Yeah. People are like, do you face the shower head and have the water in your face? And I'm like, well,
I think so.
Yes. But like, my shampoo bottles are on the other side. So I turn around and I like, you guys really just stick one way? Do you not?
Yeah, that's weird. I've never thought about it, but definitely don't forget to bring some kind of shower shoe. Like a flip-flop sandal situation. Crocs, yep.
Crocs for life.
Brian got me onto some Crocs. I never had Crocs, and I was like, oh, dang, but I kind of do like these things now.
I never take them off. I literally wear them all the time. Crocs with socks, Crocs with no socks. And that's the best part too. Festivals are the best festival shoe too, because if you're wearing socks, and then if you want to go jump in the river, you just take your socks off and throw them in your camel pack and you're just all good to go. I literally was wearing Crocs just the other day, but it was raining outside and I was like, why am I wearing my Crocs? But I wasn't wearing socks, so it was okay.
All right, Brittany's festival tip is Crocs. That's all.
Yeah, that's all. Crocs with socks. You can wear fuzzy socks if your feet are cold, and then they're just comfy. And if you need to run, you just put them into sport mode. Right?
Yeah, I wear mine in sport mode, and Brian's always like, why do you do that? I'm like, I don't know. It's just how I do it.
I actually have one in sport mode and one in not in sport mode. My driving foot's always in sport mode just because it needs that extra support for the little pedal. You'll always hit the little. If you hit the skinny pedal, you'll go faster, right? No, but you have to use the big pedal too, unfortunately. But yeah, so I usually keep that one in sport mode, and then my other one is just slips on. I don't know why. That's how it is. My boyfriend makes fun of me a lot. He's like, why is one in sport mode?
Well, sounds like there's a reason.
There is. There is cause. There's reason for that. Mm-hmm.
Well, it is about time for us to wrap up already. It's so weird how time flies on here.
Yeah, I actually just looked at the clock. I'm like, 2:55 already? Damn, that's crazy.
But it was very nice talking to you today.
We'll have to do more calls.
Yeah.
Like actual just calls.
Yeah. We'll just put it on the calendar and that way it's real.
Yeah, one of the calendars.
Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome.
Well, thanks for chatting today, and this episode will be out soon.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you. Love you.
Love you. Mwah.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Goddess Awakening. Check out our link tree in the description for all our socials and upcoming events. This podcast is brought to you by the Possibilities Podcast platform.